Good evening, YouTube. So, it is evening, even though it definitely doesn't look like it, after 6:30. And if everything looks a little bit different, it's because I'm not in Fort Collins. I am 2 hours south down in Colorado Springs. And the reason that I'm down here is because this is where I live now. So, I sort of mentioned it. I don't know how much I did, but I'm starting a new job down here, which will require me to go actually to Pennsylvania for the next month or so you aren't going to be getting any new videos except for old ones that I finish editing and uploading, which is actually what I'm in the process of doing right now. One's on my laptop back home processing as we speak, and then I'll upload it when I get home and then download this one, and so on and so forth. But that guy's going fast. I'm going to be down in Colorado Springs now. T-Square is unfortunately still going to be up in Fort Collins. We're not super happy about being apart like that, but it's only 2 hours, so it could be worse. We're really not so happy about the month without seeing each other at all, but hey, that's life. When I get back from Pennsylvania, there's some dirt roads on the other side of I-25 that are absolutely fantastic. One's called Mount Hermon. Mount Hermon, the dirt road that goes through there actually goes all the way up and over to Woodland Park. And more than likely, one of these weekends, I'm going to have T-Square come down here. I might go up and get her, something. We're going to get her down here, and we're going to go ride up over Mount Hermon Road to Woodland Park, and then go up Pikes Peak. Make a big old day trip out of it. And you will be able to observe. So we've been able to do a couple of rides together with the cameras going. We actually had a funny one for a little while where she could hear everything I was saying, but she couldn't talk because her microphone wasn't plugged in the headset. And I swear it was accidental. I didn't unplug her just so I didn't have to hear her talk. But it was funny because we were joking about it being the perfect relationship because she could hear me, but she couldn't respond or add anything to the conversation. But we got that fixed. Went on a couple rides together. Some of those videos will be going up probably later tonight, depending on how my internet does. I'm gonna get away from these guys. They sit really close to me for absolutely no reason. It's kind of fun. Speed limit 45. I'm doing 60 and he's sitting on my tail. So anyway, this is Woodland Park. This is Black Forest. Colorado Springs is basically that way, which is south. If you ever want to kind of figure out where you are in Colorado, at least among the big towns like Denver, Colorado Springs, Fort Collins, Pueblo, all you have to do is ask yourself, where are the mountains? That guy cut that guy off pretty good. I'll have to look at the video on that. Nobody there. I'm not going to do that. But basically, if you want to know where west is along the Front Range, find the mountains. In this case, they're behind me. I'm going east. And as you'll see, lots of kind of like horse ranch type stuff out here. It's a beautiful home. God, these homes are so great. But it's not actually in Colorado Springs proper. Monument is kind of what is considered part of Black Forest. It's also, a lot of it's just kind of in the unincorporated county areas. Lots of wildlife out of here. I gotta kind of watch out for deer and stuff. Because they will be out. The hideaway is what that house slash whatever that was is called. That's not me. But as you can see, the reason it's called Black Forest, the pine trees just do not stop. When you see it from above, like if you go up in a mountain, look back on it. Whoa, did not know that turn was there. I need to pay attention to what I'm doing. That was almost really bad. If you get back in the mountains and look back towards this place, it just looks black. The trees are all so close together, and there's so many of them. You can't even tell what it is exactly. Like it stops kind of looking like a forest. It just looks like black ground for no reason. And it's really kind of weird. Okay, so funny story for you for the move down to Colorado Springs. I have a Hitch Carrier for my motorcycle. Just go straight onto the trailer hitch. It's actually super handy because you don't have to have a trailer. You don't have to pull anything behind it. It just hooks up. It has a ramp you roll the motorcycle onto. It's great. Like a 600 or 800 pound weight limit, so you're not going to have to worry about the motorcycle breaking the thing or anything like that. The problem was what you really need is 4 independent ratchet straps so that you can pull from each side. You know, one here, one on each side of the back, and you can level the bike very well. Well, I didn't have those. I also didn't, unfortunately, have any mounting instructions that came with the Hitch Carrier. So it didn't detail the most efficient way of putting the bike onto the carrier and getting it the most secure. Lesson learned. But what ended up happening was 2 things. We didn't get the wheel locked. I didn't get the wheel locked tight enough. And so it allowed the front wheel to move slightly. And the other thing that happened was the ratchet straps allowed the bike to kind of slide back and forth, or forward and back if you were looking at the truck. So long story short, the bike tried to fall over. Thankfully, it did not succeed. Thankfully, T-Square was there following on her bike and was able to warn me what had happened so that I could stop and so that we could get the bike lifted back up. We then took the bike off the carrier, which was a little bit of an adventure itself because where I ended up stopping and being kind of stuck was right up against basically a construction site. And so when we dropped the motorcycle off the carrier, we had to drop it down into the dirt of the construction site off of a pretty steep drop. It was about a 12-inch vertical on dirt down into this area where they were like repaving and things like that. Got the truck moved, got all that taken care of, and then it's like, all right, well, now I need to move the bike without tipping over, but I have to do it under power because I have basically a full-size curb. Actually, it was actually worse than that. It was higher than a curb to get back over before I can get into the parking lot and park this thing and, stop freaking out about almost dumping my bike on the side of the road. And I was amazed because the scrambler hopped that thing like it was nothing. I had no problems at all. It went straight up it, not a single issue at all. So I was super impressed by that. But we ended up basically having to work rather hard. What is that? Oh, that's weird. We had to work pretty hard, and basically T-Square saved my bike from near total destruction. So she has my everlasting gratitude. Oh, I'm going to do that. Okay. So I'm assuming you weren't able to read that on the street sign, but I am on Roller Coaster Road. Roller Coaster Road is so named because it goes up, down, left, and right, just like a roller coaster. And it's a lot of fun. I'm going to follow this all the way up the County Line Road. So I don't know if you can see it. So a little bit of this actually did burn. If you look at the ground, you can see that the grass and stuff in some of these areas is way shorter than the surrounding stuff. The other thing is that all the bottoms of all the trees are charred. And so what happened was this fire went through, okay, so like this, all of these trees, the bottoms are burnt. The trees are still alive, but the fire went through here so quickly, it literally didn't even burn the trees the whole way down. It just burned off the ground cover and went through. It was like a brush fire. The winds were high enough. There you go. There you can see that. The winds were so high, the fire was moving so quickly, it didn't even kill all the trees. It just, burnt off all the grass and went through and burned all of the houses down. So I came out here over by I-25 because the Frontage Road, where that guy's going right there, is dirt all the way up to basically Castle Rock. And it's a really fun road. And I felt I should allow you to experience that road. It's not super technical or anything. I mean, it's just a dirt access road. But it's more interesting than just tooling around doing nothing. And it's really pretty out here. I mean, just look at this. Where but Colorado do you get to ride on terrain like this just for fun? And this is the frontage road for an interstate. Most frontage roads in most places would be a 2 or 4 lane road with stoplights on it, all kinds of other bullshit. You wouldn't be able to get anywhere because everybody's trying to use it for getting to their business and stuff. This thing, I mean, it's just empty. There's nobody here. Everybody's ranches and stuff that are out here. I mean, this is practically concrete. This is hard-packed dirt, and it might as well be concrete. Doing 60 miles an hour like it's nothing. I would like to not come over one of these and find a deer in my way. I would have a wreck. But it really is amazing how smooth this is for a dirt road. And there's I-25 over there with all the poor people staying probably to and from work. Which I guess in my case tomorrow I have to head to work on an airplane, so I can't complain too much. Can't really make fun of them too much when I'm about to have to travel to an entirely other state for a month for my job. But hey, whatever. Looks like this guy's just kind of out here cruising around too. Can't really blame him. I'm going to stand up for a little bit and just do this. Cruise for a little bit. A little warm on my leg. The heat shields on this Aero exhaust actually do a really great job, but I'm just wearing regular jeans right now, so they're not really good for standing up against the exhaust.